What bottles of bourbons and whiskeys did I get for the months of June and July? Let's find out. What is going on, everybody? Nathan here with the Everyday Drinker, bringing you guys a brand new video. Today, we're going to be going over the bottles of bourbons and whiskeys that I was able to get my hands on throughout the months of June and July. Now, it has been quite a while since we have done a bottle haul, and well, that is solely due to because I did no spend May, and then in June, we barely got any bottles, and I figured, you know what, let's hold off on June's, and let's wait till we get more bottles in July, and then holy cow, July came, and we hit the jackpot. Now, before we get into my bottles, as always, I want to know what bottles of bourbons and whiskeys you guys got down in the comments below. Let me know that in the comments section. Leave that like for, just bourbon and whiskey in general. Smash that subscribe button. Lets me know you guys are enjoying this content. We're on our road to 20,000 subscribers. Make sure to join in on the Patreon. Link is down below. We've got barrel picks in the works. We have the bottle raffles going on over there, sample giveaways, and stuff along those lines. So for as little as $2 a month, you guys can help support me and be part of the Everyday Drinker community, and helps me out like you wouldn't believe. But without further ado, let's get into the bottles that I was able to get throughout the months of June and July. Bottles 1 and 2 are a duo combo. Out of Heaven Hill, we have the Elijah Craig B524 and the Larceny Batch B524. We did reviews of both of these bad boys. The Elijah Craig is coming in at 130.6 proof, 11 years and 2 months, and the Larceny is coming in at 125.4 proof. These are usually 6 to 8 year old blended barrel proof batches. We got the Elijah Craig for 60 bucks. We got the Larceny for about 50 bucks. So we're at about $110 for the month so far. And these were absolutely great. For the price, you can't go wrong with either one of them. I do think that the Larceny snuck out on top just a little bit in my personal opinion on these two, but both great bottles for the price. Bottle number 3 we got our hands on is going to be the first rye for this list, and this is going to be the Knob Creek 7-year rye, coming in at 100 proof. We got this bottle for $35. I'm still looking for the Knob Creek 10-year rye and the new Boo rye that they're coming out with. Both of those sound absolutely very enticing to me, but for $35 you are going to get an absolute delicious bottle of rye whiskey that, at 35 bucks, 100 proof, great mixer. It's just fan-freaking-tastic, and I want to see what this compares to the 10 years, see if those flavors just are amplified on that 10 year, because this one right here, absolute stud muffin of a rye for 35 bucks. And let's move on to bottle number 4. Bottle number 4 is going to be Barrel Bourbon Batch 036, or better known as Barrel Bourbon Batch 36. This one was a gift, a present from Barrel for me to do a review of, and I love this bottle so much. You guys know I don't do reviews of bourbons that I can't give honest reviews of, and I do think that batch 35 is a little bit better than this, so if you can find that, make sure you pick up 35, but batch 36 is absolutely delicious in its own right. It's a little bit brighter compared to 35, where it was a little bit darker and a little bit more richer and creamy, but this one's coming in at 114.44 proof, 9-year Kentucky, 7.5, 8 and 10 year Indiana, and 8 and 15-year-old Tennessee, with a mash bill of 79% corn, 16% rye, and 5% malted barley. Can't go wrong with this one. If you're looking for something a little bit more on that brighter side, really nice, not super proofy summer sipper, Barrel Batch 36 is the one for you. Let's get into bottle number 5. Bottle number 5 is going to be a duo, and these are the Blue Note Las Notas. This is just regular Blue Note juice, then finished in French oak barrels. These were sent to us from an amazing subscriber. Thank you so much. I'll keep your name anonymous. I am keeping this one right here, and this one right here was the first bottled entry for the Everyday Drinker Patreon bourbon bottle raffle. So one of the lucky Patreons did get this bottle, you know, for a $10 entry. This right here is getting sent to him, and these are some absolutely delicious juice, and if you can still get it. Unfortunately, I don't think a lot of people are able to get their hands on it, so I am very fortunate to be able to have this one as a backup, and that lucky Patreon is going to be one lucky camper once this comes in the mail. Let's get into bottle number 7. Bottle number 7, I think, is going to go to the cheapest bottle on this list, and this is the new Jim Beam Black 7-year. This is coming in at about 25 bucks, and you can't go wrong with this right here. We're bumping up that original older label, black label, from, I believe it was like 87 or 88 proof or 86, something along those lines, to 90 proof with an age statement of 7 years, and you're getting some darn good Jim Beam juice out of this bottle. I mean, this, if you're looking for something to bring to a party, to bring to a rager, an afternoon barbecue, this right here, look no further than this, because this is one that will definitely impress some people. Whether you're drinking it in a cocktail, drinking it neat, drinking it on ice, drinking it with some water, you won't be disappointed with the Jim Beam 7-year black label. It's a darn good bottle for the price, and let's get into bottle number 8. Bottle number 8 is going to go to the Green River Full Proof. This was a bottle that one of my Patreons, Alex, did find in his area. Let me know about it, because here in Jersey, we do not get Green River. And once he let me know that he was able to get me a bottle of this, I was all over it. This was about a $65 bottle, shipped to my door, and coming in at 117.3 proof. It's a darn good sip. You know, you can't go wrong with this. I know some people can find it for about 45 bucks. I think that this right here is probably going to be that Wild Turkey Rare Breed and the Old Forester 1920 Killer for this year. I mean, those are obviously staples in their own right. This is going to be a batch product, so all of the proofs are going to be a little bit different going forward. This is, I don't know if it tells you what batch it is on the bottle, but I do believe it's batch number 1. But nonetheless, Green River Full Proof. Wasn't a big fan of the wheated bottle, but this Full Proof, absolute delicious bottle. And we've got to get to bottle number 9. Bottle number 9 is going to go to the Hard Truth Sweet Mash Barrel Proof Rye Whiskey. This might just be the rye whiskey of the year, but you never know. Some things might change that. This is coming in at 115.8 proof. We did a short review of this. Hard Truth is putting out some fantastic whiskey right now for not a high price point. You can't go wrong with what Hard Truth is doing. I do think that this is some of the best rye whiskey that's been released this year to date so far, but only time will tell. We've got a couple more months to see if another high roller comes in and takes that spot. Let's get into bottle number 10. Bottle number 10 is going to be another bottle that was sent our way from Whiskey War. This is from High Bank Distillery Company. This is a blend of straight whiskeys, handcrafted in small batches. So this is not a bourbon, this is not a rye. It's coming in at 116.10 proof. I cracked this open. I still have to do my review of this bottle. We'll do a big review of a bunch of the things that I've gotten of those smaller craft distilleries. This one right here, man, I have to go ahead and say is well worth it. You know, something that is a little bit different. You know, it's not a bourbon, it's not a rye, but it is packed full of flavor. It's sweet, it's well balanced. There's nothing that really is off-putting about this bottle for what this has to offer. And I'm gonna go as far to say that High Bank, this Whiskey War barrel proof, if you got it in your area and you've been wondering about it, I think you should pick it up because it's darn good. But we'll be doing a review of it here soon. Let's get into our bottle number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Bottle 11 is bottle 11, 12, 13, and 14. These right here are bottles from the Unbent Distillery out of Texas. And this right here, we did a little bit of a short with these, and I'm putting these in the category of one of the best whiskeys out of Texas. That's right. I'm telling you guys right now, these are absolutely phenomenal. This right here, the Bent number 5, this is a blend of all of the unbent bottles. So we've got the unbent straight rye bottled in bond. We've got the unbent straight malt whiskey bottled in bond, and then we have the unbent straight bourbon whiskey bottled in bond. So that means these are all bottled at 100 proof. At least these three are, not this one. This was bottled at 83 proof, so it's a very, very low proof, but 100 proof, at least 4 years old, coming out of Texas. And I've had some Texas whiskey that, man, I am not a fan of, but nonetheless, these Texas whiskeys right here are definitely up there on that list. You know, I do like Still Austin, but a bunch of those other Texas whiskeys just don't put out good juice in my opinion. But these guys over at Bent doing a phenomenal job, and we are going to be doing a review of these bottles here in the future. Let's get into our last not heavy hitter bottle, which was probably one of the coolest shipments I've ever received from a distillery. Our last and final non-heavy hitter is going to go to this shipment we received in the mail from Dark Arts. This right here is an aged in ore set with the Dark Arts samples inside of it. We are going to be doing a review of all 4 of these here in the very near future. This is one of the coolest things I've ever received. You know, I have an aged in ore set, but now having 2 of them, I can bring 8 samples with me wherever I want to go. I'm very, very intrigued with what these samples have to say. We've got one that's finished with toasted Amberana staves, straight bourbon whiskey finished with toasted Jupilis Fleur French oak staves. We've got a barely legal bourbon, and then straight bourbon whiskey finished in red port and white port wine casks. So these are all some of the coolest finished whiskeys I've heard of in this aged in ore set. So thank you very much to Dark Arts for sending this my way. But let's get these bottles off the shelf, and let's get to going through our big heavy hitters of the months. Before we get into the heavy hitters, though, we have to have a word from today's sponsor. If you're looking for the next best addition to your bourbon or bar room, look no further than the brand new Calfor 102 can mini fridge. With this mini fridge's beautiful, sleek, and stainless steel design, it is sure to please anybody in any situation. Calfor makes this very, very easy to assemble. It comes 100% already built in the box. All you have to do is plug it in. It also comes with extra shelves so that when you open the fridge, you can add shelving to wherever you need, whether or not you want to lay your cans down or if you want to stand them up. You have the ability to do whatever you want with this mini fridge. One of the really cool things about this mini fridge is with the hinge, you can change it on either side depending on which side you want the door to open up. So for me, I want it to open up from the left, but for you, if you want it to open up from the right, it is a very easy switch. Just take this hinge, put it on this side, and your door will be able to open from the right. Another cool thing with the Calfor mini fridge is that when you open your mini fridge, you see these 5 lights on top. Those are the lights that indicate your temperature control. You can either go from the warmest to the coldest, and then that last light on the right-hand side is what turns on the blue LED so that you can see everything inside your mini fridge. Now, if you are looking to upgrade your bar or bourbon room yourself, you get the ability to use my code EDD at checkout on the Calfor website on anything that you are interested in, whether or not you want this 102 can, the 140, or so on and so forth. Put whatever you want in your cart. Use my code EDD for 15% off your entire order at checkout. And thank you again to Calfor for sponsoring today's video. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now that the bar top is completely cleared, we can bring out these heavy hitters. And bottle number 1 is one that, you know, I took off a buddy's hands. He didn't really enjoy this bottle for some reason, so I ended up buying it, and I also split it with Andrew, who you will see in a video coming up very, very soon. But that bottle is going to go to the Michters Barrel Strength Rye 2024. This is coming in at 110.8 proof. You know, I've been wanting a Michters barrel strength offering, whether it's their bourbon, their rye, their sour mash, American whiskey, whatever one it is. But this one right here happened to just fall in my lap. It's a great whiskey, or great rye whiskey by itself, but when you put it up against heavy hitters like it went up against in that blind, it doesn't hold its own. But nonetheless, great rye whiskey in my personal opinion. Let's get into heavy hitter number 2. Bottle number 2 is gonna go to a Rebel cask strength single barrel bottle. And you guys are probably wondering to yourself, why is a Rebel single barrel part of the heavy hitters? Well, let me tell you. Our admins for the Central Jersey Bourbon Society have made very good friends down in Kentucky. So when they went down there to pick this bottle at Lux Row, they caught word that one of the barrels that they could possibly taste was an old Fitzgerald barrel from Heaven Hill that was sent to Lux Row for aging. So what did they do? They wanted to taste it, and that's what they were able to do. This is coming in at 126 proof. So this right here is technically it is a single barrel of Old Fitzgerald, which, you know, everybody and their mother goes absolutely crazy for. And it is very, very different than other Rebel wheated barrels of single barrel bourbons. This is so different. I've had many samples of Rebels, and this stands out like a sore thumb, and it is absolutely fantastic. But enough of this Rebel. Let's get into heavy hitter number 3. Bottle number 3 of our heavy hitters is going to be a duo. This is a Weller foolproof store pick. These are coming in at 114 proof. We were able to acquire these from Circle Liquors down in Summers Point, New Jersey. Jordan, you did an absolute fantastic job picking these bottles, and I am so happy I have a backup of this bottle right here, because this one was cracked and I can't wait to get through this one and open this one. Nonetheless, able to acquire these for about $70 a pop, so I don't know what our total is for the entire month's bourbon budget, but these were well worth it. And again, Jordan, you did a great job on these. You have a palate like none other. Let's get into our next heavy hitter. Our next heavy hitter is going to go to Stag Junior batch 24A. This one's coming in at 127.6 proof, and we already did a review of this bad boy. We were able to acquire this one for about $78 after taxes at the Roger Wilco Stag Party a couple weeks back. We did a huge event for the South Jersey Food Drive, and this right here, one heck of a pour. We already did a review of it, so I'm not going to give you anything about it. If you want to see that review, link is down below. But just know that this Stag Junior 24A is a dime of a bottle. If you can get it, it is the most available Stag Junior out there right now that has ever hit the market. I know so many people that are getting a Stag Junior, and it's this one right here than any other release. Let's get into our 6th heavy hitter. Our 6th heavy hitter is going to go to the Thunder Road MJ Selection Willett Family Estate Purple Top. This is a 10-year bottle coming in at 129.6 proof. This is barrel number 4026. This is the OG Willett mash bill, and it's one heck of a pour. This is bottle number 52 out of 71. So this was a shorty barrel, and I mean, this is depth. This bottle is just pure depth and enjoyment. I was able to do a sample tasting of this before I was able to purchase this. We did get this bottle for $300. I think that is the most I've ever spent on a bottle of bourbon, but it is well worth it. You know, we all talk about, you know, the Willett Purple, the Willett pot still bottle, right? Not good juice. This is completely different. If you ever see these on the shelf for a reasonable price, you are not going to be disappointed with this right here. But that is bottle 6 of our heavy hitters. We have one more to get into, and it is probably one of the more anticipated bottles of 2024. Let's find out what that is. Bottle number 7 of our heavy hitters is going to go to Russels Reserve 15. Now this is coming in at 117.2 proof. This is not, let me say that again, not barrel proof. As you can see, we already cracked this open. Why? Because we already did our fun review of this bottle. And I'll just tell you this right now, this is absolutely insane. It really might be the bourbon of the year, but we've got more releases to come. And you know, right now it might have the top of the throne, but you never know. Something could knock it down. We got this bottle, you know, for a little bit under MSRP. We had a store hook us up. We've mentioned that store before. They do so many great things. They do not jack these prices up on these bottles. They do fun hide and seeks for these bottles. And nonetheless, you know, once you find those stores, keep giving them your business, because they'll keep hooking you up, because, you know, that's all that matters. You know, you give them your business, you're a good customer, they'll take care of you. I promise you that. Now, you guys might think that this right here was an absolute stud muffin of a lineup, but you know, we also had all of those other bottles we were able to acquire throughout the months. I think we ended up with about like 20 or 21 bottles, and I am not upset about that whatsoever. Like I said, I want to know what bottles you were able to acquire throughout the months of June and July, and possibly back into May. Make sure you guys go check out the link down below for Calfor. Thank you to them for sponsoring today's video. Make sure you guys smash that subscribe button. Until next time, it's been Nathan with the Everyday Drinker. Cheers.